What is going on? It is Daniel with Cuervo ATV, and today we're answering the question, and this is going to be a two-part video, of how much does this build cost? How much does my personal bike cost? What went into it? We overviewed a lot of stuff in the video before, but we're going to do kind of a cost breakdown of chassis components. Now we're going to get everything that I remember on this list that is done chassis wise. Now, though it does look fairly nice and done up, there is a lot of components that maybe aren't on here, such as skid plates and that kind of thing, that don't apply to my usage case. So keep that in mind if you're referencing this to see where you're going to be at on your particular build or have an idea there. This is just for the dunes. That's all we use it for. So starting out, this bike was a base model. I picked it up for right at $10,000 through our friends over at Florence Motorsports here in Oregon. They gave me a good deal at the time, kind of an industry type deal, being that most of the bikes were marked up at that time. So 10,000 bucks out the door. Where did we go from there? So that's our starting point on a new bike. Some guys are paying 12,000 and stuff, or if you get a SE, you're going to be up there a little bit as well. But coming off of 10,000, what did we add on to the bike? And we will try to calculate it along the way so I don't get mixed up. So the main chunk of cost that went into this bike added on was suspension. So we'll start there. The stage 5s front and rear, from what I remember, were about $4,500. And I can look that up. Some of these numbers are going to be maybe a little off, kind of off of what I remember. Could be higher, could be lower of where you're at. But shocks were about $4,500. Steering stabilizer was $650. The front A-arms, I didn't do the brake lines, but just the A-arm setup, a couple clamps there, that's about $1,200. Let's see, the steering stem, not really necessary, but it's on here, so we're going to count it. Those are like $150 or so. Clamp kit's about $250. So your 4 bars are $100. Your 5 clutch levers $80. We're gonna say 6 with grips, and a throttle is, I believe, a little over $250, 7, 8. So we're gonna say add another $900 there in case there's a few things I missed. Down below, I did change the front bumper and hill guards. I believe the combination of those was let's say $350 is probably a normal going price for those. I did do these foot pegs. Now, not labor cost involved, but just in components, about $100. Another $160 on the brake pedal. So we're going to add $260. We did our early on fan control and temperature gauge on the chassis. I'm going to put that on the chassis side. That's $170. All right. So we got a huge chunk already. I won't show you the number yet. But let's go to the rear. Rear swing arm is about $600. We did the YFZR hubs for $200 a piece, so that's 8. A chain, brake line, and guide. This particular chain we're running is fairly expensive. That stuff is let's see, 230 plus what did we have? I lost track a little bit. We had 6. Okay, on the swing arm plus 600 plus 200. Okay, lost a little bit of track there, but I think we're back on where we need to be. A flag mount is a simple thing. A couple dollars there, 30 bucks for that. One thing that is expensive on sand stuff is tires. So rear tires and wheels. I actually bought these ones used because they were hard to find at the time. Those were 1,000. I'm gonna put them in here at 1,100. And then the front tires buffed, we're gonna say 400 on tires. All right, let's see what else on the chassis side that we did. We got hill guards, we got, and we'll put a case saver on there. That's kind of chassis side. And headlights. So we're gonna add about another $300 there in that cost. Okay, so any guesses of where we're at right now before I show you the number? We are almost $11,000 in additional parts components, not including intake, exhaust, power commander, any of the engine stuff. So to get a bike from stock, if you're buying all of the components to go to this level, expect to spend a quick 10,000 bucks. It can be more, it can be less, but at least 10,000 to do what is a fairly simple, not too flashy, but higher end components to get to this level. So we got 10,000 in a bike. So a guy offered me 20,000 the other day for this bike. And on the video that I posted overviewing it, and another guy had offered me 20,000 about a month ago as well. So you can see, obviously, as a shop owner, I get discounts on a lot of these parts, but without even touching the motor, I'm $10,000 in a bike and $10,000 in chassis add-ons. So as we go into the motor side, that number is going to inflate quite a bit more, and we're probably going to push close to 30,000 by the time we're done. So that is it for this video. Good reference point for where you're at. If you have goals to aspire to, or if you're rebuilding a bike, kind of thinking about what you got along the way. Obviously, some of the stuff is premium side. Suspension is really expensive for these particular shocks. I've gone a lot of years running factory shocks on stock with A-arms, and I've ridden many miles and hours on stock components. So at some point you got to grant yourself a little extra and see what's next for you, and that's where we're at here. I did have some additional add-ons that were taken off of here. I had the POD 300 that was mounted on the bars, O2 sensor, and a few other things that we're not considering. Let's see, I have a Pro Taper hour meter under there. That was 50 bucks. So that puts us square at like 11,000 bucks. Give or take a few dollars here or there. So we will come back with the video motor wise. I'll try to run through that fairly smoothly, but we'll do a quick video on motor costs. Thanks for watching. Hit me up if you want some parts. We sell some of these components. Others I'll direct you to direct to manufacturer Sometimes we keep them in stock, sometimes we don't. Just kind of playing that one by ear. But we do sell the Stellar swing arm chain brake line guide, rear coil if you're not doing a rear complete shock. So, all right, we'll talk to you soon.